in a tunebybread.com.
Papi, why you coming for your breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill a cow. What your no problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, say, it's like you're running somewhere.
My daughter? Ha, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same player running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, play on me now. Lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter, guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Ha, yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town they call it Logan's Hour. Man, that boy can talk the thing that are happening in Indiana. Even when you steal, even you doing wrong thing, the boy will talk it. You doing the right thing, the boy will praise you.
For real, Papi? No, that kind of thing that we want you all time, yeah.
My daughter, I'm telling you, let me tell you now. Logan's Hour come on every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. And when you want to watch Logan Hour, you gotta be on time, or else you watch the show after the show. But guess what?
What, Papi?
Just go to Facebook and subscribe to Logan Hour. You go to YouTube, you subscribe to Logan Hour. Anytime Logan Hour coming on, you will get notification. That the notification made me running at the door, my daughter, because I won't be laying back in my living room, man, and get ready to call on that show.
Papi, thank you so much for the information. But I see Tommy walking, coming it out. I don't know if that he looking at too. Oh, Tommy! Tommy!
Oh, what's that? What you calling my name like that for? What you calling my name like that for? Take your time and you get. I'm watching my Looking Hour. Don't that distract me, yo. Wait now. If you ain't got what to do right now, we're already enjoying ourselves. You better get involved with the fries, girl. Tommy? So that today, Papi was telling me that seriously? I want to look for Looking Hour, yeah. Papi, thank you. Thank you for telling me about Looking Hour.
My daughter? Ha, now either don't say I'll tell you. Bye.
I'm honored to be standing before you today to God Almighty for the opportunity to serve and represent my community. Before proceeding, allow me to thank my beautiful wife, your First Lady, Mistress Sonny Rena Molaba Parker.
So that's
and my beautiful children
that's a voice
for unselfishly allowing me to step into this public space to serve my community. You stood by me and supported me every step of the way. since we embarked on this journey together. Thank you for your continued love, your support, and encouragement. I also want to acknowledge my mother, my prayer warrior, Ma Justina R. Scott.
Keep on working.
Thank you, Mama. Where are you? Thank you for your love, your encouragement, and steadfast prayers over the years. To my dad, Mr. Robert B. Parker Jr., it has been a little over a year since you left us, but I know you are still watching over me from above. Your guidance and counsel over the years have helped to shape me into the man I am today. I will forever remain grateful. May I take this time to thank President Rufus Stati and the outgoing administration, the board of directors, the election commission, our media platforms, particularly Open Table and the Logan's Hour, and all those who participated in a democratic process that ushered into office this new administration. May I also seize this opportunity to recognize and appreciate all the former presidents and board members of LAI. Today, we continue to build on the foundation you have laid for us over the years. Your sacrifices certainly will not go unnoticed. We say thank you. The establishment of the Liberian Association of Indiana marks a significant milestone in our community. It represents our determination to come together to make our voices heard. It is a testament to our resilience, our strength, and our unwavering determination to build a better future for ourselves and for generations to come. As you have elected us to lead and to serve, I want to urge all well-meaning Liberians in this community to unite our efforts to work together to build a unified community. Now is the time to put aside our personal differences and focus on our common interests.
True.
As your leaders, we do not profess to know all or claim to have the solution to every problem. We will listen and be open to ideas or suggestions on how we can all move our community forward. We recognize and realize that without you, the people, the task at hand will be insurmountable. We remain committed to working tirelessly and diligently for all Liberians, irrespective of your religious, social,
TunesLiberia.com.
Papi, why you coming for your breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill the cow. Why you no problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it's like you running so well.
My daughter, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same player running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, play on me now, lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter, guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town, they call it Logan's Hour. Ma!
Good afternoon, my fellow
All right, I
Liberians.
see.
As I come to you
I
today
see
to
my
tell
guest
you
in the
guys
studio
thanks
right now.
for listening to us campaigning. Thanks for everybody that volunteer their time and services with Friends of Philip.
Okay, so we're about to go into it shortly. Let me just try to.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. My
Just a
name
split
is
second.
Malika Kamala Boate, and it is my honor this evening to introduce our guest, who is joining us all the way from Helena, Montana, to give us his speech this evening. If I could have everyone's attention, please.
Okay, attention please. The noise is coming from somewhere over there. I don't want to call the people that are sitting there. So please give us your undivided attention. Please. Please. Thank you.
Just a second. Just a second. We got a little technical issue we're trying to put together right away. We will be right with our guest. He's already seated. I can see my guest is pretty seated. So just hold on just a second.
Someone who has served his country, someone who is dedicated to the people, and someone who's willing to sit down and have a one-on-one chat with those who have questions and give earnest answers of things and solutions that we can do to help our people back home and help ourselves here in America. I'll start by introducing Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins was born and raised partly educated in the small West African country of Liberia, where most of us here tonight are from. He graduated from Carroll High School, a Catholic boarding school, and later graduated with an Associate of Arts from Ricks Institute Junior College, a Baptist institution. He then matriculated to the University of Liberia, where he obtained a Bachelor's of Arts in Political Science and Sociology. I can align with Mr. Collins because I too majored in the same thing at my time at Purdue University. Wilma also received a professional certificate from the Liberian Foreign Service Institute. Wilma has a master's degree in human resources and management and is currently preparing a dissertation for his PhD in forensic psychology. Yes, it takes a lot to pursue advanced degrees, everyone. It takes so much grit and commitment, okay? Wilma considers himself an Army vet, but a Navy retiree after 22 years in the U.S. military. Please, let's get.
All right. So we want to say to all of those following us today, we want to say thank you for joining us again today. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. You can go to Facebook and look for Logan's Hour, or you can also go to YouTube and also look for Logan's Hour. Today is a very great edition of the Logan's Hour because we have one of the presidential aspirant, Mr. Joseph Bannie. Today he's in our studio. He's pretty seated, I can tell. And today he will be talking more about, I think you heard about TPP. Those of you who haven't heard about TPP, today's a perfect opportunity to hear about the People Party. Yeah. So today is the day to hear about the People Party, the philosophy, and our privilege enough to have been given a copy of that through my email by Mr. Bannie. And today he will talk about the philosophy of the TPP, and he will also talk about what really motivated him and others to come about with this party called the TPP. So today we will talk about the TPP. We'll talk about issues confronting Liberians and Liberia as a whole. And he will also drive us through this coming election, if he's going to be fully involved or his party going to be participating. And those of you who heard about the TPP, I remember one time in one of the newspapers in Liberia, they had this story about Mr. Bannie. He said when he become president of Liberia, Liberia will fix her own plane. And it was a spike in the Liberian system. And a lot of people wanted to know what he mean by when he become president, Liberia will fix her own plane. So today is a perfect opportunity as we have in here today as our guest. And for you to ask your questions. And moreover, when he leaves, we will have the youth and sport department. Our sister Bannie, she will also come in just shortly to just give us a rundown as those issues that is coming up for the Liberian community. So today I have Sis Isabella following us here. I have Jan Volule. I have She Just Love Peace, and all of you following us here because we are a little late, and I have my guest is seated right now. So just a second. I have my guest is seated right now, and I told him the show to start 6 o'clock, and it's already like 6:39. So we are running behind time. So we will not have the time to recognize all of those following us here. But as we go on with the show, we will recognize people who following us as well, and we have more people who will join us shortly. I think some people following us from Liberia, but those of you who want to ask questions to the political leader of the People's Party, it is a perfect opportunity for you to do so. And if you can share the show, let's everybody be a part of this. This all important even today as we speak to the leader of the People Party. So, ladies and gentlemen, we all do because we are late, we are pressed on time. We're going to bring in the political leader of the People Party, Mr. Bannie.
Hello, everybody.
How are you, sir? How are you?
All right. Hello, Indiana.
Indiana.
Yeah, the great state of the great city of Indiana, Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, let me extend my thanks to you in particular for the platform you given me. I think it is a great opportunity for me, especially so when it's people like us working in the back. I hope you're hearing me loud and clear.
Yes, I ready, pretty sure they can hear you. Let me see if I can hear you. Okay, yes, they can hear you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Especially so pretty much for people who are working in the back, for you to give me such a platform, I think is a blessing for me. And for those of you, my audience who are listening to me, I say many thanks to you. And I hope that at the end of the day, we all will find reason on which we can all agree for the betterment of our country. It is said that commonly, turtle want to box, but the arms are short. And for Elizabeth to fight, push him in the ring. He will fight anyhow to get out. And sometimes we look at stuff going in an aqua way. The fact that we are not qualified, or we may not be the qualified person to do it, but because sometimes we look around and there's nobody, hey, we just take the chance. And I'm telling you that I am not just taking the chance. This was well prepared and calculated. My thoughts, my vision were all calculated. And so to see me here today, I know it's surprising to many people, many people.
Yeah.
I think the only person that is not surprising to is me. But for Joseph Bannie to be talking about he want to be president, people be like, what?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just something that can trigger anybody to get in the ring. And I think that thing that triggered me to get in the ring is to see that our country become better for our young people. I'm 64 years old, man. You give me 5 more years from now, man, I'll be like messing myself up, But sometimes we get into there to be able to fix a straight pattern for our youth to be able to walk on. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here for us to talk about the issues that matters and what should be for us tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, those following us online on Facebook, on YouTube, you following us on our both pages on Facebook and on YouTube, we want to say thank you for joining us. Those of you who are watching secretly, we want to also say thank you for joining us. Today we are in conversation with the political leader of the People's Party, and Mr. Joseph Bannie. For those of you who don't know Mr. Joseph Bannie, he would just introduce himself to us formally. So, Mr. Bannie, can you tell us who is Mr. Joseph Bannie? Tell a little about yourself.
Well, Joseph Bannie,
you to get into this race.
Oh, good. Joseph Bannie comes from a place that used to be worldwide known, and especially so by the song, send them to Bele Allah, all the bad people, send them to Bele Allah. I'm not a good singer, but that used to be the song behind us. And sometimes it got us to a point where some of us used to be ashamed of our place. But I come to know that even on the dumpster is where we go for our food and nutrition. So from Beliala, Lopa County used to be, but now Bapolo County has come a son, born and raised in Beliala, educated. My first elementary and junior high school was obtained in Beliala. So that means I am a born sort of the place. You know, my father being a parliament chief for over almost 20 years and working with him, I think I'm in the best position to be able to deal with people and their problems. And the reason why I actually came into the race, like I said previously, is because we have seen, for those of us, let's be real. For some of us, are you seeing me? Something's straight. Oh, okay.
I just wanted people to see your face and know who is Mr. Joseph Bannie.
Okay, make it clear. Let me bring it up. This is Joseph Bannie. Oh my God. This boy is so nice looking. All right, you know. Yes, sometimes it's good for the leader to have a good, good sense of humor.
It's true. It's true.
You know. Now, like I said, I came into the vein when we look at our political paradigm. For those of us who were born in the 60s, well, let's take our 10 years from our birth. Yeah. You know, let's look at the 70s. From the 70s up until this point, we have always been deceived. Our country has never progressed.
Yeah.
And let's go back for the only person that was trying to put Liberia on the right trajectory was William R. Talbot. Yeah. Yes, he had all his faults, but he was striving to at least create a middle class. And unfortunately, whatever happened to him, we all know the story. And from there, from William R. Talbot up to this point, our government continued to decrease and continue to go down. Our youth are being destroyed. And Liberia has just become like what the people say, an elephant. Just go and cut your own. No, I'm saying Liberia is not an elephant. This is our heritage. This is the only country that we know. America, we can live all over the world, but we always think about Liberia. And that is why I want to get into the race, to be able to clean up some of these mess. Because the only person that can clean up Liberia has to be the one who never took part in past government, who never took part in the war, who never took part in any economic crime. And it is Joseph Bannie. I ran away from the war in 1991. I would have stayed there and hold gun. I remember when I caught in the ambush and this boy come to me say, "You fight or I kill you." I chose to go away. I would have had gun and kill. But I knew that a day would come like this, that Joseph Bannie would stand up clean and bloodless. That's why I'm in the race, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Bannie. So if you have a stamp to put your phone on or something to rest your phone on, it would be better you do, because this is maybe 45 minutes conversation and you can be holding it all through. So I think you can set it up better.
Okay. Let me see.
Better?
Let me try to.
Can you try to lay it a little like this so the rest of the people can just see, get your full image on the screen?
Is that right? Okay. I don't know if I can do that.
Yes, like that. Let me see if it's going to open up. Yeah, all right, it can open up, so you can go ahead. It depends on setting. Okay.
Let me just set it. Let me just set it down.
Yeah, you can just set it down. So at least
okay. Is it all right like this?
Yeah, it is okay, because I know when the conversation get heated, because I know the people following us, some of them ask more questions.
They want to kill. Yeah, they want to kill this Bella boy. They love my boy. They Pella boy. They Bannie boy.
All right, so Mr. Bannie, we listened to what motivated you to get into this race, and which of course I feel that's a genuine cause, because everybody want a betterment of Liberia. But looking at currently the process in Liberia, the political process in Liberia, there are just 3 political parties named you kept hearing: the CDC, the Alternative National Congress, or the ANC, and the Unity Party. A lot of people haven't heard about you. Are you ready to show that this election, it is your turn?
Well, it may not be quote unquote my turn.
Okay.
But there must be a beginning of everything. And I am sure and guarantee that if given the opportunity, they're going to hear about me a lot.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, during our after our convention, I was heard about, and I think my name has gone all over the world now. And with platform like this, and I'm in the public, I guarantee you, the People's Party is going to serve. Again, the People's Party. I gave the name to this party because we, the people, are the one who has always been marginalized. And politicians begin to play politics with us, all because we are poor. We don't have anything. So I went out of my own way, spend my own resources. And I'm proud to say that I did this on my own, so that I can be able to give a gift to the Liberian people to have something to call their own political weapons. And since this is the weapon that these thieves use to subdue us, to do their dirty work, let the people come face to face with them, with their own party. And I say, my people, I'm giving you this gift, the People's Party. That's your party. Take it, use it. I don't have to be in a picture. Thank you.
The People's Party.
The People's Party.
Let's talk about your stronghold. Where do you have your base? Okay. Where do you have your base? Where do you have your support base in Liberia to count on, just in case when election was held today, you can rest assured that this portion of Liberia are going to vote for me? Where do you have your base?
Lofa County.
Lofa County. So it means you and Joseph Walker going to fight on Lofa County.
Oh yeah, I mean, if we're going to fight, we're going to have to fight. And the thing about it, the both of us have the same name, Joseph. So they might even make a mistake and vote for me more. Because we'll be thinking this Joseph is, the only difference is the N and the K.
That's good. All right. So
and it's JB too,
Yeah, that makes sense. Joseph Bannie and Joseph Boakai. So that's JB. That's a fair one. All right. So you said you were born in Bere Yara, and thanks to the former president of the Republic of Liberia, Madam Ellie Johnson Sirleaf. I think she opened the road to Bere Yara during her administration. And currently, the Liberian people, when you look at the numerous problems Liberia is faced with currently, tell us about your party manifesto. What different can you bring to the table other than what has been going on in time past?
In the first place, the People's Party want to give the right to common citizens. What do I mean by that? I want to have what we call the free enterprise system. Okay? That common Liberian will be able to compete with hierarchy businessmen. And the only way we can do that is to empower them, to give them the tools, the opportunity. So we're going to have a free market system so that you can be able to ship in airplanes and not just some hierarchy government. You can be able to ship in your pusawa rice, whatever thing you can that other people can bring, you can be able to bring it into it. So we are going to empower you. But actually what we have to do, number one, is let's look at our justice system. Our justice system is rotten. Our justice system is rotten to the core. And nobody is daring to even talk about it. It's only Joseph Bannie can talk about the justice system and those people who will be held accountable for our justice system. We have the TRC mandate. This mandate have lasted almost 20 years now. And nobody can even muzzle the word TRC will be implemented. They all try to bypass it. Because why? They are having the same criminals that's supposed to go to justice. They are having them in their camp. So they ain't going to talk about it. But no, Joseph Biden don't have none of these people. And so I'm free to talk about it. I'm going to I'm going to establish the War and Economic Crimes Court. And I have this scenario, right? It took Mr. Justice and Mistress Equality. After this political matrimony, they were able to bond what we call peace. And so without justice and equality, there would not be peace in Liberia. We can do all the good. We can say all the good things. We'll bring economic development. We'll bring this. Once there is not law and order enforced in Liberia, I was in Liberia for 2 months and 20 days. I saw it myself. Just in my neighborhood, when I was there for three days, 2 bodies was found laying along the street, and up to now, no report, nothing. So we have to restore law and order, and that's what I'm intent to do. And also to create jobs for all Liberians. For that is the only solution that we can do when all people work so that nobody is a liability to their friend. Let's take America to Liberia. That's the concept. Let's take what we enjoy here to Liberia. Because everybody, now, Joe Biden is not going to open African border for Africans to just pour in like they don't down a certain border. So let's be able to face our country for our people, for our children. Our children in America especially is what I want to fight for. I want them to be able to get a second home, safe, just as when they go to Liberia, they won't have nothing to miss.
All right, fair. That's fair. But you know, we have few sectors in Liberia that we believe that it is the major problems, because we have the justice system that you just spoke of. We know it is very bad, and we know no good money want to go into a bar environment. All investors shy away because of the poor justice system we have. And also, one of the systems that give our people a lot of issues, and that's the healthcare system. It's very important that the healthcare system be mentioned, because we have the healthcare system, we have the agriculture as a main component of Liberia development as well. And going back to our economy and also the education system, because Madam Salif mentioned to her administration that their education system is a mess in Liberia. So on Joseph Bannie administration, what do you intend to do for the healthcare system to revamp the healthcare system, not to make our sisters and our brothers who in Liberia who suffer from minor illnesses have to travel out of the country to be able to find solutions to their problems? What are your policies on the healthcare system?
What I did, my fellow Liberians, I don't just say a word by my mouth. They say a word does not go to court.
Yeah,
it's what you write on paper. I have my manifesto written down chronologically of what I'm going to do within my first, where if I'm a president, what I'm going to do for Liberia. And you can see I have JFK right here. JFK.
Yeah.
My health system. My health system. I am going to mandate that a JFK be in all 15 political subdivision. Yes. And that will come about in my decentralization plan. Because see, the only way we can perfect a good health care in Liberia is we have to carry the facility to all the people. I remember when I traveled to Zilikai a few months ago when I was in Liberia. Zilikai is a mountainous town that is situated in a mountain of a waterfall. No, please, no, nobody talk to me. Okay. It's in a mountain. I walked 5 different mountains that I had to climb. I did. The story was that a pregnant woman was about to deliver. It became complicated. Now they had to send for nurses from Bopolu to come. An ambulance will come. And the only way the ambulance will come was they had to first of all pay 18,000 Liberian dollars. That's over $100. They had to pay it. That's for gas. And when the ambulance come, they had to pay another 10,000 Liberian dollars before they can even have the patient in the ambulance. With all that was going on, the lady passed away. Now, if we have medical hospital or clinic in Malakolet, because from Zilikai to Malakolet is just about an hour distant. So if we have hospital in all of those counties, in all of those towns, I don't think this kind of poor health system will be going on. And that way we will also create jobs in the nursing department.
Yeah,
in the medical department.
All the things require funding. How do you intend to generate funding for them?
Okay. And the question comes back to you.
Mm-hmm.
How did these people get funding to run the government for 5-6 years? Where did Ellen Johnson Sirleaf get funding to run the government for 12 years? I'm telling you, there will always be funds, but it's not actually the abundance of fund. It based on how you use the fund. The funds are there. We got resources. We got our timbers. We got our mineral resources. And then what I'm going to do in my plan, my first plan, I drew out 4 major plans.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 plan will have to do with, I will form 4 committees. The first committee will look into our war and economic crime implementation, the possibility. And committee number two will look into our back pay. You know, there are people who work and up to now they have not paid. Then committee number 3 is going to look into our salary adjustment. I'm telling you, we need to cut salaries. Even the president should not be able to earn over $1 million a year. That's including everything, as opposed to what they're taking today. Then number 4, we are going to revisit our constitutions, because our constitution since 1985, nothing has been done to it. And you know, things are changing. The world is changing. Our children are growing. So we will always need to revisit our constitution and be able to amend those laws that no longer work for us and put by new laws that work for us. Especially so in our social justice department. There are a lot of things in there that we need to change. So when you talk about where would I get a fund from, there will be funds. The World Bank going to give me some money. And I will even make America to pay us some money. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf will bring back our money. That's why I want to bring the economic crimes code. All those who stole our money, all those who rob us, our oil black, those people must be held accountable, and let them bring back some of our money. Okay, that's fair. That's the healthcare. So, and I will even ask you to give me some money too. It's not a problem. Indiana will donate. So let's talk about your agriculture plans for Liberia. Good. Good. What I want to do, I have been all over the United States of America. I've seen industrials. I've seen factories. I've even got down from traveling and go and interact with the workers. I've been to Arkansas. I've seen how to grow rice. Sure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask every state or county to give me 500 acres of farmland for the first year. That's 7,500 acres of farmland. And we are going to do an industrialized farming. We're not going to cut no bush with hands, or we're not going to scratch farm with hoes, or we're not going to cut rice with knives. We are going to use machinery. We're going to cultivate 7,500 acres of farmland for the first year. The second year, I'm going to ask the county to double the acres. So that will be 15,000 acres of farmland. Yeah. I'm telling you, when we can cultivate 15,000 acres of farmland in 2 or 3 years, the 4 years, I will be able to feed Liberia. Notwithstanding, I'm going to subsidize local farming. How that works, I'm going to tell you, Mr. Johnson, you may farm with colors. I'm going to give you machinery so that I can help you to make the farm big. I will even give you people. I will pay employees to help you make your farm for you, your family, so that some will be left over. The leftover, you will give it to me. That's the pay you will give me. You're not going to give me money. So it's like I'm giving you work and you give me the crops. That will be added to the food ration of our country. while the government is making its own industrial farming, is transforming our farming system in Liberia so that we can save our forests. We will not be cutting bush after, every new bush. We will bring this technology so that we will make farm in one place for years to come. And there where our agriculture students will find jobs.
All right, so you take into consideration that you have 3 separate branches of government, and all of these things are coming from the executive branch, which you will be occupying. You have to also liaise with the first branch of government, which is the legislature. How you intend, because by then you have to have some of your people who are going to be elected to be in some other places to be able to pass or allocate funds to whatever development you are talking about. So how you intend to build a better rapport with the legislature? Because according to your economic, I saw your manifesto and your economic growth plan. You said here, for any country to survive, it must have a strong economic growth. Among others, the People Party-led government will invest heavily in agriculture with the goal of feeding its population and increase its gross domestic product. The areas of agriculture should cover the population of the following crops: rice, beans, corn, pepper, bitter ball, cassava, yam, potatoes, and others. These are all good. These are all good. Looking at everything coming to small businesses and everything you explain here, these are all in literature and they are all good. But when it comes to the implementation, sometimes it becomes a little more difficult. And how you intend to convince the lawmakers to say, hey, these are the plans I have. Let's do it together. What makes you think so? Mm-hmm.
You see, my brother,
mm-hmm. Go ahead.
The problems with the downhill direction of our country has been corrupt people in the system who want to hold on to corrupt practices and suppress the people, so that the people can always be vulnerable to their deeds. Now, I'm going to have a dialogue with my people. I'm going to have a dialogue with the lawmakers.
Okay.
You see, let's use diplomacy first.
Okay.
We'll use diplomacy. We will talk. We'll talk. I will show them the plan, and I will show them the values and how they themselves will be benefited from. But if they cannot, you see, we used to say this in school, that if a negotiation cannot take place, let brutality take place. You ever heard that?
I remember that.
But I think the president have 2 forms of powers. The veto power and executive orders.
It's true.
And most presidents have used more executive power to put their point through than any other form. I'm going to use that as long as it's for the betterment of the country and to, in fact, stop corruption in our higher places. I'm going to use executive orders to make the people enjoy the resources of their country, that we will form a middle class, so that if you are not poor, you are in the middle. If you're not in the middle, you are up. We will do it through executive orders and veto power. But I will start with dialogue first, with diplomacy.
I like that.
Thank you.
I like that. So
that's a leader.
Let's talk about your education plan.
Good. I got plan for it.
Let's go ahead.
Okay.
Drive us through.
Okay, my education plan. That's it right here. I told you, I don't just talk the talk. I walk the walk.
Walk the walk. I like that.
And you can always call me. Give me your email. I will send it to you so that you can read it and be part of the people, because we are the people. I'm not going to hide anything from us. Now, our education system. Let's look at our education system. I used to walk from Ken Johnson Road every morning to Tottenham 12th Street. And there are some people who even used to walk farther back to the school. And another time I used to walk from Panjai, if you know, Dubridge in Firestone, to Peterstown or Dodostown to school.
Yeah.
By the time we reach in school, we are all exhausted. And bam, the teacher come on the board to give tests. You think some of us used to do good? So what am I going to do is we are going to carry the system that my children have enjoyed in this America. Every community will have their elementary, junior high, and high school. And we are going to divide Liberia into zones, cities into zones, so that you don't leave your zone and go to another zone to school. And we are going to improve teachers' salaries and teacher training. I have in place where every 6 months there will be a rotational teacher in service training. I did that when I was teaching in Bannie County. Every 6 months we went for in-service training. I'm going to train my teachers. I'm going to pay that good pay. And I'm going to set the line that no teacher crosses this line. You will be punished. You're going to even lose your job or go to jail if you mess with students. And what am I going to do for the students? We are going to bus students. We are going to use bus system so that when our children enter class, they are fresh. And with our food industries to feed Liberia, we'll be able to even feed our schools. In Tottenham High, I used to eat. I used to go for lunch. But this time it's not like that. It has all been politicized and commercialized. The government of the TPP or the People's Party going to feed every student. They're going to raise teacher salary. They're going to train teachers, and schools will be better. You know why? I want to compete with private schools, because private schools in Liberia are making market of our people. I will make my children not to pay no school fee. Government school, I didn't pay no school fee from kindergarten to 12th grade. No government school student from kindergarten to 12th grade will pay school fees. And we will provide the necessary books and libraries. Students will have library in their schools. I promise you. And like George Bush Sr., read my lips. President Joseph Bannie is going to create in Liberia a best education system. Of course, yes, we'll do some technology. We'll do some online training or online lesson. But I'm telling you, manually, students will not pay no school fees.
That's a good one. I like that. So
you see, you like everything.
Yes. You know, for me, my work is to just listen to you, and the people who follow will make the judgment. Because those in Liberia, they will be the ones to vote. And we here, we just have to tell them who can be the best person or not. So in your education plans, you said something about vocational education. You said vocational school. You say as the government intend to put Liberia first into the development world, TPP government should build the first aviation institution in addition to the others. So this TPP aviation institution, so it's going to be a vocational school in Liberia to train Liberians who may choose to advance in aviation industry. The school shall be called Liberia Aviation Academy, LAA. Students enrolled in this academy will study A&P, air tower control, airport management, and piloting. So tell us about this part. Then the last part I want you to expand on, you said in addition to the system, the government will seek to add additional annex to our international airport and open local airports in the various counties across Liberia. How do you intend to do that?
Again, you have to fish. I will have to be a fisher of professionals Liberian. You see, I'm a good fisher. Boom, boom, boom. I catch you. I alone not gonna do it. I did A&P. And besides, the air industry in any country is a fast-growing economy.
For those following us, what is that A&P? What does
A&P is aircraft and power plant.
Okay. Thank you.
You know, they have two different areas. There's in the industry, there are people that just deal with aircraft body, body workshop, body work, and there are other people who just deal with engine, and there are other who deal with the instruments. They call the avionics. Yeah, but you can learn the both thing. Then when you go forward, you can say, "Oh no, I just want to deal with aircraft body. I want to just deal with engine." So that's what they call A&P. aircraft, and power plant.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's the 2 areas. But that 2 areas, it does expand. So what I want to do is, for instance, you come from America, you get on Roberts Field, and you live in Vonjama, or you live somewhere in the village around somewhere that has no good motor road. If we have aviation regional airports in all of the 15 counties and some towns where necessary, you can take a flight right from Roberts Field and be home that very hour of the few hours from there and save time. Now, the air industry is going to grow in Liberia. You know how? When we have people in Liberia that can handle people planes, that can fix plane, that when the airplane touches the ground by right, when it touches the ground, it's not supposed to go up until a certified ANP satisfied that plane is fit to go back up.
Okay.
So do we have those personnel in Liberia? If we do, these are foreigners. This is why I want Liberians to be able to do their own jobs. So when we have professional avionics, we have professional AMPs, we have professional pilots, we have professional air tower control, we will not be investing in other people. We are investing into our own Liberians, making them better and professional. China will not be bluffing us. France will not bluff us. Not even America, because we produce it right there. And I also said we'll add some annex to our Rabo International Airport. Man, since we were born, some of us been seeing that one airstrip. Even we don't have Texas strip. You know the Texas strip? When the airplane ready to pick up, it go on the other side, it go all the way down. Then before it pick up, we don't have that in Liberia. And we have a vast land that we can even have 4 airstrips. You tell me we'll have at least 2 or 3 airstrips. International airlines are going to come in. They're going to invest into our aviation industry. And that way our aviation industry have expanded. And because I'm doing this because I want to bring Air Force in our military division.
Okay.
And to bring Air Force, our military will have to be able to operate on airplanes. But they can't do it when we don't have personnel. So this is my objective. And when I said we'll fix airplane in Liberia, that's common sense. When your airplane spoil, you are so that's where I'm coming from.
All right. Yes, you are right. You are right about that. You said when your airplane spoil, you will be able to service your plane right in Liberia. And you know, those of you following us, if you have questions for Mr. Bannie, you can also put your question in the comment section. We will also open the line in 10 minutes, so you can call and also ask your question to Mr. Bannie. So, Mr. Bannie, I want to ask you just this question about your decentralization plan, President Bannie, Republic of Liberia, because I know by God's grace, if you venture into this 2023, looking at how the opposition is so divided, you could be the Dark Hawks who are going to come from the blind side and just sweep this election clear. So on here, you said something on the human capital. On the example column here, you said, for example, you said here, if I can read this part of it here, you say, example, all taxes generated in a county will be divided into 2 parts, which with one part going to the county and the other part goes to the government. As such, the government obligation will be less, leaving the government to pay half of all functions in the government. Then you say this distribution of government ministries is not funded, since decisions will be based on the People Council, the TPC determination. The following, however, serve as example. In your example, you said Lofa County, Ministry of Defense; Bapolu County, Ministry of Agriculture; Bomi County, Ministry of Education; Grand Cape County, Ministry of Commerce and Industry; Nima County, Liberia National Police; Bon County, Ministry of Health and Social Welfare; Magibi County, Ministry of Public Works and Labor; Grand Juda County, Ministry of Foreign Affairs; Maryland County, Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. River G County, Ministry of Lands, Mines, and Energy. Grand Crew County, Ministry of Telecom and Postal Affairs. Sando County, Ministry of Gender and Social Protection. Grand Bassa County, Ministry of Transportation. Riverside County, Ministry of Internal Affairs, and Mosorado County, all other ministries. So tell us about this, your decentralization plan. Let's hear from the house's mouth.
That's great. That's great. That's great. Look, my people.
Mm-hmm.
Let's drop one bomb in Liberia or in Monrovia. We don't have no government ministries. We don't have no workers.
Mm-hmm.
So what can we do to save our country, to save our entity, to carry job to the people?
Mm-hmm.
I want us to decentralize the government. I think this have been most talked about, but they just don't put it on paper and be able to explain to the people the benefits. And that's what makes me the best leader, because the best leader must be able to see beyond his nose. That means to be able to see in the future,
mm-hmm.
to be able to strategize how we can be able to fix what is broken. So what am I going to do? Like I said, Bannie County, we send Minister of Education. Lofa County, Minister of Defense. And all these areas. What happens? The people in those counties or in those ministries, where would they go for job? They go to the various counties, follow their ministries.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to that county? Population began to increase. Businesses in those counties began to increase. Property value began to increase. People are not leaving now their county, going to another county for jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I said this, taxes. Government will generate funds from taxes. That's one of our main revenue. So what does that happen? Let's take, for instance, here in America.
Mm-hmm.
We work for the government and pay government tax and the state tax. And the tax in the states is used for the state functions, for the governor to use. We'll carry the same thing. Every worker in every county will work, and whatever tax they pay, it will go two ways. County tax, government tax. Mm-hmm. Split into two, half and half. There where my half and half policy will come. So what happens? The government or the county tax will be solely used for county development. And now the county has become autonomous. That means that the county has become like a government of our own. Mm. The superintendent now becomes like the governor. All county officials now work directly under the superintendent. That way also we are streamlining corruption, because we have got now a lot of eyes are looking around. Number two, we'll have competition between counties. Mm-hmm. Who does the best? Who is taking care of their county? So for instance, county can now undertake their own road development projects. And the state, the country will only, the government will only now concentrate on national highways. So where the county will go short, that's where my 50-50 agenda comes. I'll only give you 50 and you will use your 50 on the other side and get your job going. That's how I'm going to decentralize the government. And those are the benefits. You will not leave from Maryland and come to Grand Jida for job. Jobs are already there. And then the county become autonomous. Now counties are now becoming, now if the government give county development fund, it will be used in the proper place. And this one other thing I want you to catch. Mm-hmm. All senators, all representatives will live in their constituents. This is why I am bringing about aviation and airport in all counties. Mr. Senator, just get on the government plane, come in time for your session. After your session, go back home and live in the mud that you create for the people. When you drive in the mud for several times, you'll fix the road.
So it means the government plane going to be free to people?
To government, of course, we'll have government planes for government officials.
So the plane is going to be for all government officials.
And I'm going to cut how you call it, gas slipping. No gas slip. You drive your car all week. You want gas? I will have what we call a gas depot, a government depot. Let your driver go and fill your tank to the brim. Anytime you want gas, go there, but we're not giving you no gas slip. It's corrupt way.
So let's take the first caller here. We have the former vice president of the Liberian Association of Indiana, Mrs. Miko Koke. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Madam Koke.
Hi, Mr. Bannie.
Hello, Madam Vice President.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, he hearing you. He responded. He said, "Hi, Madam Vice President."
Okay, so first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for taking such a bold step, to go to Liberia and try to serve your people in the role of a president. I think that's very impressive, and I want to commend you for that.
Thank you.
Also, I've been following, and I also want to say that I believe you have articulated yourself very well.
Thank you.
Especially when it comes to the idea of creating school zones. I think that would be a great idea if you were to contest and win and have to implement school zone systems. I think that would be a great help to the nation Liberia. That being said, I have two questions for you.
The first one, hold on.
I'm listening. I'm listening loud and clear.
All right. Do you have pen to record her questions?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, please, because the educator will know question get baby now.
No, there's very simple questions.
You gotta wait. She not praise you that is. She come up and buy you.
Oh. No.
Yeah, I'm back. Oh, whoa.
You ready?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Let me put my.
So my first question is number one. How long did you live in Indiana before going to Liberia to contest? And then number two, me as a woman that have lived in Indiana for so many years, I can imagine that once people found out that you're coming from Indiana, and for somebody who don't know you, that lives in Liberia or in other parts of the world, or maybe somewhere in Indiana, who really don't know you because they have not lived in Indianapolis, or maybe have not had the chance to mingle with you and get to know you. But being that I have lived in Indiana and I know you, if they approach me and ask me, Miss Miko, we know that the presidential candidate lived in Indiana. Now, if you were to, sell him to the people of Liberia, what one thing that you can say about him to say that you know this about him for a fact, and therefore as a leader, if he was to run and win, rest assured that he will do very well in this one place. Just one thing. I mean, when it comes to leadership, because there are different things, that make a leader a leader.
It's true.
But what is this one attribute that you want me coming from Indiana that have known you to live in this place to say proudly about you, so that people that don't know you will say, oh my God, maybe this man is fit for this job. What do you want me to say about you? Help me sell you to people who don't know you. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So that's the former vice president of the Liberian Association of Indiana, Miss Miko Koke, or Miss Miko Koke Harris to be. Any way you take it, that's good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Can I go ahead? Okay. By the way, Madam Vice President, let me give you that honor. Thank you and for your work. I live in Indiana or Indianapolis in two different era or occasions, you may call it. I moved in Indiana in 2005. And that is how I went to the aviation school in Indianapolis. I lived there until 2010. I moved in Texas. And I came back almost 3 years ago. I've been living in Indianapolis. It's just unfortunate that perhaps me and you have never met or sat and talked. But I can give you reference I can reference people that will tell you even more about myself that I know or that I don't know of. The 2006 presidential election that were here in Indianapolis, I took part. And I'm telling you, my presence in that era, it was fantastic. I mean, I poured the crowd. Just imagine, I just moved in Indiana for a few months. I took part in the election. People were like, oh, we don't know you. I was pressurized. When I mean that, people even call for, how you call it, police clearance. That I had to bring police clearance just to be qualified for my name to be on the ballot. But that didn't happen. But what I'm saying here is that my work in the community was such remarkable, such that we even run how you call it, a summer school for Liberian children. Dr. Famula is a living witness. Honor one Dr. Shola. Dr. Shola, if you all know him. We had a summer school. I was one of the teachers in the summer schools. And it is what today that bound our children together. I can name some of them, the Famula children, the Bannie children, Mr. Kova's son, and some other children. Up to today, they take each other like brothers and sisters because of what we taught them to do. And besides that, I ran a church here. It was the late Tume and I. Tume and Mr. Famula, Momo Famula. We were the three that were running the church. And besides that, I've done other areas. I got people here that can attest to it that all my life here, I have kept away from trouble. I have been one always volunteering for us to do something better. If I was not such a leader that had a vision, I was not going to take part in the community elections because I was just a few months old in Indianapolis. But I went there so that I could be able to bring change. And I'm telling you, change came. So I lived in Indianapolis for the first 8 years, and now I've lived 3 years, so about over 10 years total. But I've been in Indianapolis for long. To answer your question.
Yeah, so what that short thing when people ask, she can say, this is the man, this is what I know him for. What is that you are really known for? That's the question she asks.
Well, for a fight that she have not been with me, I can say, tell them that Mr. Bannie is a visionary. Tell them that when you have Mr. Bannie in your court, you have a leadership mentality. Tell him that Mr. Bannie is a family man. I raised 3 kids. I brought them in Indiana. They all graduated in Indiana. And I've been married for over 30 years. So I am a one-man lover, one-woman lover, you know. So I don't divide. I'm a man that you can trust. You can tell him that. I have all the leadership qualities if you only give me the opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bannie. So those of you following, you can also call 401-359-5072. Miko Koke just asked her question, and that was a brilliant answer as well. If you disagree, fine. You can also call to participate. And before we can go to the phone line, or before people start to call, I want to ask you the specific question, because we talk about everything. We never talk about your foreign policy. Okay, I have your friend calling, one of your good friends. I think if you can guess, you would just guess the name by now.
That would be Tony Gabler.
Tony Gabler.
I know he the one that can give me a hard time. Come on, Tony.
Go ahead.
Vala.
Good evening, President in waiting, Joseph Bannie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But don't get a man softball question here.
No, he never gave me softball. He never gave me softball. He always hit me to get me out.
I started following Bannie or following you when you were in Monrovia and helped a lady who got abused by her domestic employee. And since then, I've been following you all along. I just want to tell the Indiana people that I know Mr. Bannie. I know Mr. Bannie from the day he arrived here. And if it is to tell him, I am one of his lead marketing executives. So I just called to add my voice to his call to the people of Indiana that the People's Party to be our pride. We supported you first when we were going to Monrovia. We came to us. We rallied and gave him what we could afford. Unfortunately, the people on his clan did not elect him, but we did our best.
Yeah.
We supported Army Penner. While he's in Monrovia, he still called back here for pay. So Bannie is here to us today. Let us put our weight behind him. You know, just imagine we are having 2 representatives. It could be more. And not a presidential candidate. I think Mr. Bannie has a good plan for Liberia. All right? He's not a billionaire. A first driver. The way he called it, Bush said, he took out his shirt, he used aluminum component, the contract. So I think Mr. Bannie is the best, is to be our choice for Indiana. Thank you. That's what I had to say.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tony Givler. So
thank you.
Mr. Givler is saying now you have to support your own. This is one of our own, and we have to take pride in supporting one of our own. So that's a brilliant one. Those of you who want to ask your question, you can also ask your question. You have a presidential candidate here. So it is better you ask your question now, because after October, you won't have the opportunity to ask him questions because the convoy going to be moving with high speed. And Rose, you got to call me on. Okay, hold on. Let me answer you on here. You got to call my number, Rose. What you got to call they what's up in here? They got out of bad security. Rose, what's up? I can hear you. That what's up, Granny?
Okay, let me call you.
Yeah.
Let me call you.
Okay, call my phone number. Yeah, that Rose, Rose has security woman, so. All right, so Rose, why are you going to call you right now? Rose and you. So get ready for a serious question because she's gonna kick you off your feet right now. So those of you following, you have a presidential candidate here. So if you're following from Liberia, from Australia, and everything, you can call. Those of you following from Australia, you can also call Jeff, Grace, Yanimu. All of you following from Australia right now. You people need to call and ask Mr. Bannie those tough questions because I think this is not about just us in this place. It has to do with Liberia as a whole. So it's everybody's business. It's not just the people of Indiana business. So Rose Bayou is about to call. And Mr. Bannie, I want to ask you about your foreign policy. I really wanted to ask you for your foreign policy. But I will give Rose the chance to call because I don't want you to be in flight before you can start to explain about your foreign policy. And which, of course, I know it's very important that we know what do you have on your agenda as your foreign policy, because your foreign policy draft the affairs of the country and has to deal with foreign issues. So, okay, before Rose can call in, so let's talk about your foreign policy. What do you have when it comes to your foreign policy? Because I see here you say on your foreign policy here on page 22 of your manifesto. You say to improve our trade policy, TPP will seek to improve relationship with the four neighboring countries, with the hope of forming a union. Hold on, I got her. That's why. All right, go ahead. Hello, go ahead. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, ask your question.
How, Mr. Bannie, how,
Yeah, he can hear you.
Yeah, I have just 3 questions for Mr. Bannie. My first question is, Mr. Bannie,
Yes.
do you have any international contact or connection towards the steps you are taking to Liberia?
No.
And my second question is, who are your campaign manager in both Liberia and the USA? And my last question is that, what makes you different from all the other political candidates that in Liberia? What really makes you different? Because I've been listening to you, you haven't tell us yet what really makes you different from the rest of the people. That's what I call to really know what really makes you different from the rest of the political candidates that are running for the seat of presidency. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, our sister Rose. So, Mr. Bannie, you got her question. You can go ahead. I think he likes
I'm
your
giving
question.
you thumbs up.
Yeah,
Rose.
I think he likes your question.
Yeah, you hit it right on the top. And I think I'm going to answer the last one. Let's lay emphasis on the last one. Okay, what makes me different? And of course, my international contact, I don't have none. And perhaps we're going to have one through you. And through you. And my campaign managers, we have some in a foyer. His name is Jeremiah Falakwe. In fact, he's running on my ticket. The whole of foyer is now falling for TPP because of him. And I have one Oliver now in Sando County. I have one in Grand Jide. I have Mr. Dr. William Kamokai in Cape Mount. As a matter of fact, he just reported to me that we have from now, just in the registration, there were 10,000 voters for TPP that registered for TPP, 10,000. Just from Tiani and Waterside area, if you know what I'm talking about. So I have campaign manager, I have campaign personnel around. And Rose, you could be one in America because you are the people. So you can be one of us. Now, what makes me different? Number one, who, I hope I'm not trying to be rude here.
No, go ahead.
It's just an African saying. Who can circumcise the bamboo?
Who will hold the bamboo hand?
Not the bamboo hand or the bamboo face. You got to close the face.
Yeah.
So the person who can tie the bamboo face, he'll be easy. It will be easier to be circumcised. What am I saying this, Rose? All of the presidential candidates, you don't hear them talking about justice and equality in Liberia. They don't have nothing rating that tomorrow Rose will be able to take that to them and say, Mr. So and so, I follow you because of such and such and such. But I can guarantee you that Joseph Bannie has his plan all in order. And what makes me different is this. 1 minute.
You good?
Are you watching?
She's watching.
What makes me different is this. Do you know this building?
Temple of Justice.
Temple of Justice. They are not telling you that such and such person will be prosecuted. As a matter of fact, they are having them in their camp. If you're going to harbor criminal in your camp, you won't be able to execute justice when you get to power. Because those criminals you have eaten from their hands, you will not be able to prosecute them. And if you can't prosecute anybody in your camp, you can't prosecute anybody that just leaving office. Like they always put emphasis on Joe Weah. Joe Weah is corrupt. Joe Weah government, we must audit the government. Who is there talking about Ellen Johnson government? They're not talking about Ellen Johnson government. It's only Joe. After all, Joe built foundation on, Joe built his government on the foundation Joseph Walker and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf created. Joe saw a market see, market do. Why is it that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is running up and down? It's because of the criminal acts she did against Liberia, and nobody is talking about it. People are giving her roses. The only difference that you can see in Joseph Bannie, I did not fight the war. And so when I prosecute any war criminal, I will do it without prejudice. I did not work in government, past government, to be accused for economic crimes. When I institute the economic code, I will do it without any prejudice. So I am the best. I am talking about the issues that is crippling Liberia. The others are not talking about it. All they are talking about is bread and butter. And number one, you can always hold me by my manifesto rating. I will give it to you. Tomorrow you can bring it to my mansion and say, Mr. Bannie, this is what you said. I will not deny it because it's rating. But if I just say it by mouth, I can always play politics and it go down the drain. That's what makes me better. I love Liberia. And I created a party for the people on my own account. Nobody helped me. I use my own money because I want you, Rose. I want your children to be able to have a home that they can call their second home. And I'm giving you that gift. That's what makes me different from them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bannie. So, Rose Bayou, I hope he answered your question. And I see somebody following us here on the YouTube. The person saying here he was part of the summer school with Columbus Zena. And somebody here came out and say the summer school was a crook church running community. Please, man. So I don't know. Was it a crook school or was it a legitimate school?
The summer school was not a crook. Otherwise, a man like Dr. Famula, Momo Famula, a renowned citizen of this community, would not have been working there. The man like Shola, he wouldn't have conducted it. As a matter of fact, if it was a crook school,
oh, sorry.
Okay. If it was a crook school to whoever did that, I think you were only there and not learning. Because I remember some few of you used to be too obstinate. Whenever we gave you a lesson, you'll be one of those that will cause trouble. That is why you came out without even making friends. But Fatima family, Jima family, and let's say Mr. Kova's son, they can all attest to it that today that school benefited them. That today they even have sisters in other families. So if you think it was a crook, maybe you didn't learn well.
Thank you so much for that. I like that. So on the Bannie administration is going to be a real one for the Liberian people because I can see a Thomas Sankara style of leadership where like a Mirabro style of leadership, you people have to do it. If you didn't do it, we will force you to do it. Is that the kind of leadership you're going to implement?
Well, not exactly. We are going to, like I said, dialogue. We are going to come to a community. We are going to go to the lawmakers. I said, look, this is what's been going on, and our people are suffering. Your salary is too high. Look at civil service. I was in Liberia. The police woman pulled me over. Before I would load, she told me, anytime police person pull you over, it's not serious. Can you imagine policeman asking you for $100, for $100? That $100, can you, okay. The dollar, the exchange rate is $162. $162 to $1 US. A policeman would take $1, 100, and say, go. So I'm going to show the insight, the thing that's defeating our progress. I will talk to them. And I will go to community and tell them, we got to clean the area. We got to do this. We got to do that. Marketeers, they bear your market. You're going in the market. but they left it and come all along the roads. As a result, traffic block, motorbikes, keke, everybody, can you imagine the northbound can just be one way. But I'm going to take the motorbike from everybody. I'm going to take the keke away. It will only be vehicles. And I got plan for you. If I take the knife from you, I will give you candy. Because if I don't, you will take the knife. When I take your motorbike and keke, I will create job for you. So that you'll be getting good job, good paid jobs, and not leave the motorbikes. So what I will do, I will first of all dialogue. I will use diplomacy. Then before the Mary Brody system come in, or the Sankarism come in, like you say.
Okay.
Before we use force, we are going to talk first. Because if peace cannot be negotiated, then brutality will take place. That's when I will use my pen. That's when I will use my executive orders. That's when I will use my veto power. And the lawmaker will abide by it.
Okay. I agree with that. So let's go to the next one before we talk about your salary as president. If
we never talk about the foreign policy.
Yes. Let's go to your foreign policy. Yeah, I know that's one of the things we're going to talk about. So
yeah.
On your foreign policy here on page 22 of your manifesto, you say, to improve our trade policy, TPP will seek to improve relationship with the 4 neighboring countries with the hope of forming a union or trade agreement. If successful, the 4 partners should embark on building highway system that will serve as international highway to connect each partner country for safe and fast transportation of goods and services. Tell us about that, your foreign policy.
Okay. You know, when the boa constrictor kill an animal, before he eats, he go around and make sure that there's peace around him. Liberia, our war was fast approaching. I mean, it fast approached us, and it ran through because we were all ahead with each other.
It's true.
Sierra Leone, Liberia, not friend, Guinea, Ivory Coast. So what I'll do before I step out in the deep, I must make sure first that my surrounding is peaceful. So what I do, I'm going to suggest an economic union with Ivory Coast. This time we'll put Ivory Coast in. It will be like the Mano River Union. I will bring Ivory Coast in, Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Liberia, the 4 countries. I will be able to sit down on round table and discuss economic progress. What is that? If we have what I would call SWATO, the South African, let me say, 1 minute, please.
You can go ahead.
You know, you're bombarding me too much until the brain is shaking.
Yeah.
But I would do my best. Okay. Here is this. SWATO.
The SWATO, yep.
Okay. SWATU. It's Southwest African Trade Union. We will be able to establish what we will call Southwest African Trade Union. And if possible, we will have, for instance, wherever that trade union is situated, I'm telling you, the 4 countries will be a lookout for each other. And what that will do, it will open economic avenue for the 4 countries members. So that you can leave from Guinea and go to Sierra Leone without any problem. And you can do your business. Liberians can leave from Liberia and go to Ivory Coast with their business and do business without any problem. That's just expanding our economic horizon. Now, the highway system. The 4 countries are going to agree that we will build express highway system, 4-lane system. Liberia, yeah, let's graduate down from this dirt road. And we can do it. We got money. But our own self cannot generate the funds. Guinea, Ivory Coast, and Sierra Leone, we can all put money together and we'll be able to build a highway system. Liberia, for instance, will build their way from Monrovia to whatever, Guinea build, and we can join our economic system. That will, in fact, broaden our horizon. Then we can start talking about making friends with foreigners. Of course, America stand by, China stand by, but we will not close our doors to any foreign country. It will be open. Another thing I want to interject. We always take Liberians, if you are not on the soil, you are not a Liberian. If President Joseph Bannie is going to erase and eradicate that mentality, that is where our database system will come into place.
I was going to ask that question.
We will have students or Liberians living in other countries will have absentee ballots. In short, it's easy. It's easy. You, Mr. Johnson, you are the ambassador for Guinea. All Liberians that come to live in Guinea must go to the embassy and register, and their name will be in the database. In America, all will divide America into zones. All Liberians that live in those zones go to their embassy and register, and you're going to go in the database. And when it's time, so that I'm saying this, all Liberian voice must be heard. This is about time we need to now graduate from that time of fighting. If you look at the Liberian population that are living abroad, I'm telling you, when we hold the People's Party up, we can build our country. We will take absentee ballots.
All right, I got a caller. Caller, you got to lower the volume of your radio, please.
We will take absentee ballots.
Go ahead, caller.
I got a caller. It's me again, Jacoby Johnson on the car Rose.
Okay.
I'm at work, so I'm sorry you'll be hearing some sound. I'm so sorry for that. But I have a question for Mr. Bannie. I listened to him.
Just load the one I play in the back because we can hear the one I play in the back.
Okay. I'll put it on the people's computer. Let me.
Okay, yeah.
Just load the one I play in the back.
Go ahead.
All right. I listened to Mr. Bannie speaking and stuff. That is very impressive. That's good. He got, half for the country. Everybody got half for the country and stuff like that. But my question, it brought me to a question when he was talking about job. He would create jobs in this and that. So I want to ask Mr. Bannie, which method will he use in Liberia to create jobs when he don't have an international connection? Method will he use jobs? I just want to clarify something. In his community too. The church that he had in Indianapolis, where he was pastor of, I was one of the members of that church. We all created that church. When we used to go, I was a faithful member to that church. I used to go there every Sunday and pay my little $1, $2 for offering. But when the church was, I don't know what happened to the church. They didn't inform we, the member. The church just went down the drain. We don't know where our little offering we used to pay. We don't know where the offering money went. So if Mr. Bannie can just throw light on it for me tonight, it will be fine. And that's the reason that I call back. But I will call again if I get another question, because I'm listening to him very keenly for me to get some questions to ask him, because we have to scrutinize him, because he's going for the highest seat.
Yeah, you're right.
Going for senator or representative. This man is going for the highest seat of my country, Liberia.
Yeah.
So whatever question comes to my mind concerning that beautiful country that we all want good for, I will call back and ask questions.
Thank you.
Again.
Thank you so much, Rose Bayou. It's better you call now to ask a question because after October, you won't be able to see him because the convoy going to be moving so fast. And now security got to answer her phone and scrutinize who called him before he can answer the phone. So, Mr. Bannie, she have a question, but somebody else on the screen here has a question. So you can answer her question first and answer the question that is on the screen. He
Okay,
asked
look.
what is the constituency in the country? I think I asked you the question, and who helping you to run your campaign apart from yourself? So he would love to know that as well. So answer Rose by your question, then you can address his question.
Hello, Rose. Thank you.
Rose asked two questions.
Rose asked 2 questions about my job creation method.
And your church you ran in this town.
What happened to the funds?
Yeah, and how the church left with all telling people that they were shutting down.
The church left. Which one should be the first? Okay, let me just answer the church one very fast. It's quick. Yeah. The church went down because of lack of funds to pay the rent. They were not paying tithe, they were not paying offerings. Sometimes, we will have to take money from our own pockets. And number 2, I was a truck driver then. I only came to town weekend and would run it. Actually, the intention of having that ministry was a subsidiary to the summer school.
Okay.
So that our children can be able to come together and continue that relationship. But because there was no fund, that's how it went down. We were 3 ministers. Now Minister Momo family, Dr. Momo family, and the late James Tumit and myself. When it went down, since this is public, I would have said it was private thing, but since you asked me publicly, I will let you know. The money that left was $700. And that $700, I reported it to the authority. To give you reference, I asked Dr. Momo family. He has the record. So we did not embezzle anything. We reported it to the right place. And to answer your job creation, Rose, let's look at our streets in Monrovia. Let's look at water. A ring today, water was everywhere because the waters are clogged. And let's look at our government buildings, no maintenance. Let's look at our streets, our sidewalks. Those are places I will start with job creation first. That all government buildings must be maintained and continue to be maintained. There will be workforce. All streets in Monrovia and its adjacent should be revitalized. All our streets will be built. That's job creation. All water and waterways must be open. That's job creation. And the other job creation will be tailoring. No government uniform. No government uniform will be ordered from China. We will use Liberian tailors to sew government uniform. From kindergarten to 12th grade, we will not buy Chinese uniform. We will buy Liberian uniform sold by Liberian tailors. That's job creation. Then I'm going to rebuild the military in 4 categories. The Army, the Marine for the first time, the Coast Guards, and the Air Force. That's job creation. That's going to take all the youth from the street, all motorboy and kaka boys. They're going to go into the military of various areas and be trained in various strategies. That's job creations. Then I'm going to empower market women. If you are only selling local business, the government of TPP will empower you from $1,000 to $25,000 for local business. If you want to do import and export business, you will be qualified from $25,000 to $50,000. And that is to help you to compete with the Lebanese, with other traders. That will improve those people who can go in the military, those people who can go to do other work, to empower them to be able to have good economic process. So I got other areas that we will produce jobs, but those are the places. If we implement that, we can be able to raise our employment rate higher and maybe just be dealing with about 20%. And the 20% will be the lazy people who don't want to work. But there will be jobs in Liberia that you can leave one job today and get another job the next week.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bannie. So those of you following us, we want to say thank you for joining the Logan's Hour. And we are in conversation with Mr. Bannie. So we're going to take a short 10 seconds break and we'll be right back. All right. Welcome again. We are back and ripe and ready. We have 10 minutes to go. Mr. Bannie will be leaving us shortly. So if you have your question, those of you who are asking questions, we truly appreciate you people. And those of you who also watching, we also appreciate you people. And those of you who want to vote silently, we also appreciate. I know you people want us to go into the real Liberian politics, but I want to ask Mr. Bannie more about his manifesto first. Then the next time he appear, we'll talk about what made him better than Cummings or Boakai or other political actors on the scene. So today we want you to talk more about his platform, what he brings to the Liberian people, because I know some of you haven't heard about him, because I know our brother asked a question here. He said, sir, what's your constituency in the country? And who's helping you to run your campaign apart from yourself?
Who is that? Jeremiah Chair. Jeremiah Chair, you are welcome on board. From today, I want you to be one of my campaign manager.
Whoa, Jeremiah Chair, but Jeremiah Chair is a strong supporter of Joseph Yuma Boakai.
But I can convince. I mean, that's what I'm here for. He is the people.
They convince him.
That's why I'm here to convince him that I am the better candidate. That the People's Party is the best for him.
In love with something from your manifesto that talk about the military, that you talk about you create Air Force, and you also talk about creating Marines within.
That's why he's going to come back. That's why he's going to come to TPP. I got a bid for you, Jeremiah.
Yeah.
But look, I got few guys that are working tirelessly. My chairman, Mr. Morris M. Salif, Hillary B. Davis, my Secretary General, and Mr. Akwe Kennedy, and Victoria Badio, Jaka Kaba.
Wow.
And many others. I mean, and we got one strong guy, man, very honest. That's Mustafa Loman. Mustafa Loman is one strong man. Since Mustafa been with me from the Chronicles, he have always been with me. So these men are working tirelessly. Prince Cooper, Augustine Don, Mela Taylor, Mr. Branell, all those guys. You know, I can name scores of them. They are working for TPP. They are all in Monrovia town. You can reach them. So yes, I got a lot of people working. And Mr. Chair, I will be proud if you were to accept your new position.
I think he already on board because I see Mr. Chia saying TPP, oh yeah.
Come home, boy. Come home.
Yeah, and he's saying I'm on board now. Oh.
Amen. Amen. TPP, Liberia first. TPP, Liberia first. And then, and only then, me and you are citizens, but Liberia first. Hey.
That TPP got fire.
We got fire, man. Yeah. We got fire.
Imagine
you wait, let me get on the stage. I'm telling you, Joseph Walker will come to me.
And I got another person who also, his name is Lavetus Moba. He's also one of those undecided people who want to join, but he want to listen to the party manifesto. But right now I have the former president of the Liberian Association of Indiana, Mr. Rufus Tati, is following here.
Rufus Tati, that's my father.
Mr. Tati?
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Yeah, Papa.
Logan, good evening, Bannie.
Thank you.
Yeah, hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, let's just say thank you for the show this evening. And I want to say thanks to our studio guest, the Honorable Joseph Bannie. Honorable Bannie, thank you for all that you're doing for our country, for Liberia. I want to congratulate you for at least taking that bold step to get in the race. I know it's not an easy decision to make, especially for a lot of us that live in the diaspora. I mean, you have to divorce yourself from a whole lot of stuff in order to go to Liberia. But I know it only takes people who believe in serving their people that can make such a sacrifice. So I want to say thank you very much.
Thank you.
And our prayers are with you.
Amen.
The question to you this evening is, you know, in politics, you must have a constituent, you know, what they usually refer to as a stronghold.
Yeah.
And I know most of the time our politics is in the Monrovia area, where you are with the presidential candidates. So I don't know if you can tell us where we can go and hear this household name of Mr. Joseph Bannie, where we classify as your stronghold or your constituent.
I got. Are you done,
so
Daddy?
That's a former president of the Liberian Association. You see, a lot of people keep asking the question. Rose, why you ask the question? Mr. Jeremiah also asked the question, but you can go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Again, like I said, I can. Can you lower your radio in the back? I hear it myself.
Yeah, he off. You can hear him?
Okay.
Yeah, he's off. Go ahead.
I can refer you to these people, if you don't mind, but I can let you know that.
Anyway, after the show, you need to ask Jeremiah Cheer for his number too, though. So you can
in Cape Mount, you can call Dr. William Campbell in TNE. He will tell you that TPP name is a household name in those part of the area. And you can call on Jeremiah Falakwe Bono for Foya District. He will tell you that TPP is everywhere. And you can call Oliver Nian in Sando County. He will tell you that TPP is even in River G, you know. And you can call on Paul Brown and Reverend David Ballard in Bomi County. They will tell you that TPP is there. Now go to Belayala. Send them to Belayala now has become, bring them from Belayala. All the good people bring them from Belayala. So the good folks are now coming from Belayala. My name is a household name there in Bapol County. So I'm saying this not to just make a film, but with you and me, with us together, who's seeing this vision. My people, I make the farm, but I alone can't cut the rice. And even if I cut the rice, I alone can't eat it. So I'm calling on all of you that have the ideas to come together. We can perfect Liberia together. I know some of us are running to these corrupt parties because we are not seeing a good thing. Well, I am a religious man, but I don't want to preach here because this is politics. Some people say let's separate church from politics. But if we can separate God from he who give power, I don't know where we stand. So what I want to say here is that we cannot work together when we are ahead with each other. They asked Jesus, why did you hold on to the good wine? Look at all the people drinking the wine, they're all drunk. But what I'm telling you is that you are running to the party, which is not a party for Liberia now. ANC is not the power of Liberia, it's not the party, not a CDC. We all see what they're doing, man. Come on, let's be real to ourselves. Let us stop playing politics with our people and say the truth. If I'm going to be your friend, let me not be friend to your enemies. All these people have harbor warlords, criminals in their camp. For instance, let's look at the recent choice of Joseph Boakai. If God forbid anything happen, people are suspecting that Jeremiah Kun is going to be the president. And if Jeremiah Kun become the president, who becomes next to him, a lieutenant? It will be Prince Johnson. Why is Ellen Johnson Sirleaf calling these people unity? Oh, the C Unity Party that you turn your back on. Now you have gone to commies to turn back on this. Why are you there? What did you do to hide yourself? Why are you jumping here and there? We are not fair to ourselves, Liberians. And the only person that can bring justice in Liberia is Joseph Kawalai from Okwewu, Bannie. I will punish everybody equally. I will restore law and order. That's why TPP stay behind. For the gullibles. The gullibles are those who are going behind party for money. No, we're not going to give you no money. Please, we can put our little 1 cent together so that tomorrow when we win, we will not overlook anybody. But if I gave you the $100, if I gave you the $1,000, tomorrow when I get my power, I will have to take that money and put it to where I'm getting it from. That brings the corruption. So no, that's what makes me different. I'm using my own resources. And I want you, Tati, to join me. I understand you are running. But please, this is a new party, a grassroots party, and we all know each other. We love Liberia the same. We can all join and perfect Liberia. So I'm calling on all Liberians from all over the world who have meaningful ideas of Liberia, join me, and we can rebuild Liberia. Let me, if I got a few minutes, I want to give out a request, please.
All right, yeah. So before you can go and do your parting, because we will soon be leaving, because we have been here for 1 hour 53 minutes now. So let's talk about people with disabilities. I never mentioned disabilities in your manifesto. So what are your plans for people with disabilities in Liberia? Because
this is why.
Go ahead.
This is why. I mean, before you said I have it. This is why I said I will create jobs for all Liberians. And all Liberians include disabled Liberians. We are going to create the atmosphere where every Liberian will have the opportunity to exhibit their talents. This is why I'm jumping in the race. We should not let our physical future diminish our love for our people. Where I'm in, I know the world is seeing me today. There's something that I've never said, and I want to say it today. I used to be very ashamed of myself. Yes, because of my physical look. I had a lot of backlashes. But I said to myself one day, hell no. I'm not going to die and go to the grave with what I want to do with my people. My preacher preach, don't let your dream go in your grave with you.
It's true.
And because of my physical look, I got a mark on my ear.
Yeah.
You can see it. I used to be ashamed of it. And it held me back for many years. But when I married this beautiful woman, Mimi Sate, now Mimi Bannie. The whole of Indiana know my wife. She's beautiful, like beautiful.
I like that.
When this woman saw me, when others would reject me, I build strength. And I will not let my disability or my feature look deprive me from what I can do for you. So my message is to all Liberians. I think Steve Harvey have said it before, and many other people. We should not let anything to block us from doing what we can do.
It's true.
And I will not let my physical appearance hinder me. If you just take me in your court, forget about how I look. Look at my plans. Take my plan and leave me alone. We can do the job without looking at each other. Liberia need us. Liberia need us. So for disability in Liberia, I will make them proud of themselves. You know, I do sign language. I can speak to deaf.
Okay, that's fine.
So we are going to have people on the job to be able to communicate with deaf workers.
Okay.
Blind men.
In government ministries and agencies, we have elevators to help people with disabilities.
We will have all. That's why I want you to be part of us too. You got the ideas.
All right, that's fair. Anyway,
so your answer, the answer to you is, I'm going to give at least preference, positive preference to all disabilities, including myself.
Anyway, we are about to leave. We'll be making our answer very short. Let's talk about people with Zogos. What are your plans for the Zogos?
But do we have Zogos in Liberia anyway?
People that are on drugs.
Well, who made them?
Over the time we have seen.
Who made them?
They are Liberians, and
yeah, but who made them?
Out of frustration.
It's the corrupt people that made them.
Well, if you say so, other people might say.
So this is where, as a leader, I must be able to give opportunity to every citizen.
Okay.
We got people who graduated from college who can counsel.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to use them. They are not using them.
So you're going to build rehabilitation.
We are going to build rehabilitation in all counties, not only in Monrovia.
So it means.
And these people, when rehabilitated, we are going to put them. When rehabilitated, we are going to give them jobs. That's why I'm going to create jobs for all. If you can't make it, I will make you do it. Wow. I'll make you. I'll make you work.
It means Jeremiah Chie has real work to do, because while looking at your government with the kind of structure you're coming with in place, your government, you mean people have work to do though.
Everybody will have work to do. Even the now you know something that they are not doing in Liberia. They are not rehabilitating prisoners.
Yeah, that's a.
We are going to go into South Beach with school. Before you free from prison, or before I get you parole, you must at least be able to graduate from the 9th grade.
But Jeremiah asking a question here. Jeremiah asking, the election is October. And
who Jeremiah? Who?
Jeremiah Chie, the man who you already just through that. He asking going to Liberia in October. Are you going to buy a ticket? Oh
well, let's work on that after here. I'm not going to sit here and promise you so you can hold me and trick me. Let's work on that after here, my brother. And maybe we can do some 1-2-1-2.
Okay, that's good. All right, so let's ask the last question. Then we can take our exit. So
no, I have a request.
Yeah, you will do your request. So you mentioned that you are a preacher or someone who served in the church, or you had your church before. So
yes.
what will you do as president of the Republic of Liberia to reduce the loudspeakers that people put outside the church?
Oh, my brother, you hit it on the nail. Oh, my brother, you hit it on the nail.
So you go to your own church people?
I had to walk. A few weeks ago, I had to walk from my house about 3 miles just to go and quiet people that my people, the small church you got all night, blah, 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 loudspeaker. And guess how many people were in the midst? There were like 10 people. 10.
So what are you going to do? You are a preacher man too. So what are you going to do?
But because we are preacher men, we cannot make mockery out of God.
It's true.
And that's exactly what's going on. Like everybody that established ministry, they get five people. They want some box that's like a seat, how you call it, auditorium. No, we are going to put law in order. We are going to punish public peace breakers. Churchmen, if you don't have how you call it, noise proof. If you don't have noise proof, get your sound system that will only fit in the room you are.
So what do you do if they don't have
So what we're going to do,
we are going
to put, no, we're not going to shut the church down. Again, my dialogue system comes. My diplomacy comes. Then a peace cannot be negotiated, brutality will take place.
So
you see?
If they do not agree to the system that you're trying to put in place to shut the church down.
Of course, the church must live by the rules and regulations of the state.
Okay.
So we are going to put rules and regulations in the, as a matter of fact, let's look at churches. How many times you seen preacher or a bishop going from minister to minister looking for a job for their members? You don't see them. They sit in their big cars, in their big pulpit, dressed in their big old robe with a big chain, and let the members go and find job and bring money in the church. No, brother preacher. Myself, I am a preacher. Jesus went out to feed the hunger. So what I will have you do, please find job for your members. You have influence in the government. You can go to the government agency and advocate for your members to get jobs. Then you'll be able to get good tithe and offerings. So you don't expect a man to go well high on his feet and you expect him to walk on his feet and come bring you money. We are going to put law and orders in place. Don't loud sound, especially in the marketplace. Don't you know in Liberia, everybody got this, this how you call it, handheld speaker. There was something like this. Customer here, buy a looster, buy a this, that, buy a do that. I tell her. No. Then the other person over there, GB here, come by GB. And it just going over and over and over. Everybody in the line got talking different things. So that's we got to bring law and order. We got to bring public peace. When people work hard, please, Mr. Pastor, lower your volume down. Let the man take his rest. I will advise you, please do that. In fact, the Bible talk about people like y'all. You are publicans. You are the hypocrites. When you pray in public place, you want everybody to hear why you're praying. But that y'all can go behind and receive brown envelope from politicians.
All right. So Jeremiah asking question here. He says, so what will be his position after you win the election?
Oh, your position, you will merit it.
So he just want to know because he want to buy pig in the bear.
Yeah. What position you want? Tell me. And you should work towards it. I'm not going to put you in a place that you are not fit.
Okay, so you would love for you and him to have a dialogue and everything.
Exactly so. I'm not going to come here and be dividing job. Then tomorrow when I get there, he said, Mr. President, Mr. Joseph Bannie, you promised me and start beating me up.
Somebody here asking question. The person said, now we have Ambassador Boaka already selected his running mate, and we still have Councillor Tiamo Gongolo haven't yet. And Mandela Kopa obviously let hers. And the coming stay on the fence thinking about who to select as his running mate. When any of these people try to select you as their running mate, will you accept?
I will accept on grounds.
But Jeremiah also want to be a VP too, so
listen, I will accept you. I will accept it on grounds on these policies that I have.
Okay.
If it is not Liberia first, no. If it is not creating jobs for all Liberians, no. If it is not establishing the war crime or the economic crimes code, if not, we will have the committees that will study it immediately. We take over. We'll have this committee that will go in and study it and tell us which one we should establish first. If you not agree for those things to be established because you got people in your government who are corrupt and warlords, I'm not going to work with you. Because my intention will be whether you are Prince Johnson, you are my assistant, you're going to court. But you will not do it. For instance, one of them in the race who were organizer of the Nimba Defense Force.
Who was that?
Well, I don't want to call his name in the public manner.
Anyway, but I will have Councillor Gonglo here on Sunday. So
yeah, Councillor Gonglo is coming for fundraiser. But the question that I will ask.
Okay, but we would love for you to ask a question to your colleague.
Yes.
On Sunday, you can call into the show.
Because Councillor Gonglo worked in the interim government of Amos Sawyer. Embezzled about $8 million. Councillor Gonglo was the Attorney General for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. He did not prosecute no corrupt man. Now he's talking about he poor man lawyer. Oh, now only now because you see the grease, you want to be president? What kind of justice you going to instill when you had the power, you didn't do it? And to even be part of the formation of Nimba Defense Force to destroy Liberia. And you know what? The rebel force that they formed, where did they start fighting? They start fighting in Lofa. They killed Lofians. What did we have to do with Nimba? These people try to politicize Nimba to be the only Liberia. No, Nimba is part of Liberia.
Well,
everybody suffer. No, you struck me. That's why.
Yeah, but
I sometimes get angry to see these people running up and down talking about they want to be ruler after killing our people. Hell no.
I want us to save all the heated conversations for the next appearance. Then
I will want y'all to form a debate.
Okay. We
want to debate.
We will, because I see somebody from your party said they'll be going to Nimba to start early campaigning. Jeremiah Chie said next week he'll be going to Nimba to start early campaigning in Nimba County. So Nimba County on I don't know which lines. It's not tribal lines, but Nimba going to be divided. So this person here asking you this question, Lola Thompson. She said, since you went to Africa, what have you done for the people before you want to become the president?
Well, what do you expect me to do for them?
And that will be the last question. You can just give your party after that.
What would you have want me to do for them? Build schools in one village that will only have about four rooms and call that development? Or build some kind of bridge over the stream that only one way, when one car coming, you got to stop your friend pass? Then I take that as a political score? No, my sister. What I did was I gave them the weapon, which is TPP. I gave them a political weapon that when we all work together, we can then build the thing for ourselves. So for people you see building here and there, what the building for their own selves. For instance, Tamafara. Tamafara Bay School. Who getting the tuition? He getting it. Prince Johnson College bill in Nimba, who benefited from it? Prince Johnson. But they take that as political score. No, I'm not that person, man. No, I'm not going to build anything. That's in fact bribing. You know that disenfranchising the poor man? That's a disenfranchise. So please, if you had that mentality, my sister, I beg you, man, let's change it. I got to give you something before you fall for me.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. And I see Jeremiah Chi have already won. She Just Love Peace and King Yuji Doswa. So he got 3 people already going for your party on here. So
amen. From here, I will share numbers.
Okay. Thank you so much.
But I got a request.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead before you do your parting.
Fellow citizens, especially so Indianans, Liberian, we are one family. That is seen in the organization we build. And we help each other. I know sometimes people tend to keep their family business in closures. But why must we keep the problem that's suppressing us until it get off hand and then we come out? I'm saying this to mean, please pray for my family. My son, Julian, is missing.
Wow.
He was taken to California to be treated. And for some reason or the other, he got into problem with the facility because of his illness, and they put him out. As a result, he have lost all identity. No ID, no phones. He's in California. So I'm taking the flight there tomorrow. I don't know. I don't have any clue as to where he will be. So I want you to please pray for my family. We are devastated and we are in stress. I'm going to look for one of your sons, your brother. So please, I want you to help me to find my son. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Bannie. We look forward to seeing you again.
Amen.
Thank you so much for being here today.
And thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you too. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he had me so very much. I almost shed tears. It's hard for those of us that have children. It's not something easy to have your son missing, and we are in prayers with him. I ask members of the Liberian community to also pray with him as he go through this period. And I know he's going to find his son, definitely, but it is hard to see that your son is missing. And we pray that the Almighty God direct him to where his son is currently. So for those of you who just joining us, we were in conversation with the political leader of ATP, Mr. Jeremiah Chiapati. Mr. Jeremiah Chiapati just drawn. So, and I see Jeremiah Chia is working hard. Jeremiah Chia want to become the vice president for that party right now. So I hope it shouldn't end up like when Joseph Boakai as a vice president, everybody goes yelling to the oh my God. We are praying with you, yeah, Mr. Banning. So well, I want to say thanks to everybody. Thanks for joining us. Now already 8:36. We've been here for over 2 hours now. We appreciate everyone. We want to say, don't forget, come back on Sunday. Sunday going to be the tough one. Mr. Tiawanse Gongolo going to be here on Sunday. Yeah. You see that? The man said the TPP Youth League is in prayers with you, boss. So Mr. Jeremiah is serious about the thing here. So please don't forget to get Mr. Jeremiah Chia number. Don't overlook him. He's a very strong guy. He's a pen pusher as well, and he knows how to articulate the issue. But the only problem again now is how to make Jeremiah Chia to forget about Joseph Boakai. Not supposed to do. But anyway, you're for it because what you just explained from your policy, your manifesto. I think so far you are the first person to come up here and better explain your manifesto from page by page, and you are able to convince people following here. But to take Jeremiah Chia for not Joseph Boakai Bannie is not small thing because Mr. Jeremiah Chia don't vote for Mr. Boakai, but his motive, his main purpose for voting for Mr. Boakai right now, take Joey out from the race, then we can talk about the other one later on. So any candidate that is willing to take Joey out off first, then the rest of it can be discussed. And the only person you see who is closer to taking Joey out right now, that Boakai. Because I know Jeremiah Chia's biggest fear will be the TPP that good party are here, everything. But the political sides of the party. Because you know Liberian politics, we have to go to absolute majority. It's not a simple majority where if you get 7, I get 8, then I win. The one hereby is supposed to be 50 plus 1 vote. So to have the population of 50%, it's not easy. So to go to the second round, maybe if in the second round, TPP front a merger with any political party who will make it to the second round, I know Mr. Chia will still stand by his party, TPP, and he will support his party as well. So want to say to all of you who joining us here today, want to say thank you. And Jeremiah Chia, please, on Saturday, we'll be discussing TPP business on our soccer practice ground. I will also text the Mr. Bannie will be going to California to look for his son. But when he returns, I will text him the old timer practice ground. I will text him the address as well, so he can also get to the old timer practice ground too and talk to the guys on the old timer field, let them know his intention. Because if he can convince the people of Indiana first, then go into Liberia, the poor Indiana will be able to call their family back home, and all the people you can send small sandwich to say, listen, do I sending you sandwich, or the person who I feel is better lead the country is so and so person. That's how people name go to. So if Mr. Bannie will not win this coming 2023 election, if possible 2029, Mr. Bannie can also win 2029, because remember, Mr. Bannie is just 64 years old. So 6 years out to 64 years old, Mr. Bannie will just be 70 years old. So he will still be strong. You can see him, he will here just now. He's not looking someone like so lazy. He's strong. He's very energetic. Tomorrow he will be flying. So 2029, I know Jeremiah will be very strong enough to run this 2029 campaign. The 2023 campaign, I know he will run, but he will not be too strong in running this campaign. But I can rest assured you, 2029, Jeremiah Chia going to roll his sleeves and get ready to get in the swamp, in the gutters of Nima County, Maryland County, Bapolu County. So, well, we want to say thank you so much to everyone who joined us here today. We truly appreciate you guys. We want to say we'll be here again on Sunday. We consider Town St. Gogolos. And don't forget to be here on Friday for Thank God It's Fabulous. So we want to say thank you and good night. And make sure to lock your doors. We love you. We care about you, everybody. We'll say bye-bye.
In a tunebyblade.com.
Papi, why you coming for your breathing like that?
My dog.